welcome back. After another rainstorm, we just cannot get a day without rain, can we? I've gone on to live baits now. I had a little sweep along one of the reeds and managed to catch some small little roach. They're only about 1.5 inches long. I've got one on the float now. So if we get another fish now, it will definitely be either a perch or an eel. I've had 4 bream on the worm. I just can't get through the skimmers on worm, and that's double dendrobina on a size 10 hook. And they're still taking it. So what I've got on now, he's just found a snag. As you can probably see, I've got the little roach on, and the float is moving about with the roach, which is great. As you can see, it bobbing and jumping about. That's the little roach doing that. So if there's any perch in the area, that'll attract him straight away. Still been putting in some ground bait to attract the small fish into the area, and now it's just a case of waiting for that proper fish to come along. If it's a perch, it will just bury and disappear. So all the little bobbins, I've got it on a big proper sort of live bait float, so that the live bait won't take the float under. The sun's come out again now after everything's soaked. That's the roach doing that. He's trying to get this cover. There's quite a lot of sticks and that on the bottom, and what the roach is doing is he's trying to get to those, so we'll put him out a little bit deeper water. So I think I've had 2 perch takes on the worm, and both of them I missed. Well, I didn't miss the first one, I hooked it and bumped it, but the second one, halfway through a rainstorm again, was a proper bite, rather than the bream were just running about with it and taking it under eventually, whereas this was a totally different bite altogether that I missed. But this roach is being nice and active out there, so if there is a perch in the area, this should find him. See how the float's travelling about. It's quite good live baiting on the pole, because you can keep it in the area you want it to be, and by keeping the line out of the water you don't get the trouble with drift like you do with a waggler rod. I've gone to it. There we go, that's got to be a... Oh, look at that, he let it go. Can you believe it? It's so difficult to keep on the hook. That was definitely a perch, and a good perch. I was just going to say to you, I've got a 12-14 elastic in now, because the perch in here do run big. Oh dear me, that was perfect. What a shame. Thought we had him. We might get another go at him. He's obviously hungry, so he might come back and have another go. He's knocked stuffing out of the live bait. That's all of a sudden gone pretty quiet. That was the best chance so far today. That's 2 bump now. Annoying, but it happens. I'm using a barbless hook obviously, because that's the club rules. And I just got a little tiny bait band I put on after I put the roach on, just to keep him on so he can't wiggle off the hook. He was definitely down Mr. Perch's throat, he was. But they're definitely predatory in here, the eels and the perch, because, oh, he's woke up again. you can't get through the silverfish on any other baits. You can't go using 3 or 4 worms or things like that, because you will still just catch bream and carp and all the other bits and pieces, whereas you put a live bait on and that sorts it out straight away. Well, I have caught carp remarkably on a small roach like this, but it's very rare. This time of the year they become a little bit predatory when they're spawning, but it is still exceptional rather than the rule. Come on, Perchy, give us another chance. I let it go well under as well. As I say, I don't want a deep hook one. I'd rather bump a few than lose one to a deep hook. Look at that, sun come right out again after it soaked us. I didn't put my umbrella up until about halfway through what I thought was only going to be a shower, but it just got progressively harder and harder, the rain. And I put the brolly up and 10 minutes later it stopped. It's just crazy days. He's got a little bit of life in him again. Oh, here we go. That must be a perch. Oh, and he's let go again. What is going on? I cannot believe this. 2 super perch bites. Both of them hooked and chucked back at me. I can't dare leave it much longer than that. The only other thing I could try, I suppose, is hooking the roach through the back so that it has to take its side on rather than tail first. Unbelievable. I hope you caught that, because that just goes to show I let that float go and go and go. Will we get another chance? This is the thing. Again, it's knocked the starch out of the live bait. He's gone quiet. Right, well, I'll switch you off for the moment and we'll see what if I can get another go at one, and once I've got it hooked properly I'll switch you back on. See you in a bit.